Havoc.
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 Havoc went and packed his cat and Havoc the ad.
We're
There
streaming,
you
aren't we?
We are.
Kyle
My
Busch.
audio's included. You guys check, see if your shit's included.
See, my
There he
original
is.
plan was just to upload this straight up, not even edit it, just
Well, this
straight
is
up
good
on the
behind
channel,
the
like
scene.
nothing to it.
Sheen. Good behind the scenes stuff. This is
Man,
what
you're
they
fucking
get to
behind
see
the
my
scenes.
heavy
Behind
flubbage before
that
the
shiny
podcast
wall.
to get it out of the way.
Because you guys didn't hear my flub earlier. I said I was trying to say race rewind, and I accidentally went race rewind.
Yep.
Race
I
rewind.
have done that. I have done that so many times. Anyways,
Uh,
all
you
right.
getting in here?
Whenever y'all,
I didn't
whenever
get an
y'all
invite for
load
it.
into, whenever y'all load into the game, let me know.
Yeah,
Actually, I'll grab a drink here while he's loading in, and I'll be back
I'm
in
in.
about 30 seconds, and then we'll get it going with some Havoc. Hey everybody, welcome to the Broken Shifter podcast, where we constantly debate whether we should keep doing it or not. This past weekend we went to Texas, and we have Caboose with your stage winners.
Havoc. And Kabush. And Kabush.
There you go.
Fitting.
So, the first thing I want to touch on is not the wreck at the beginning of the race, but the fact that Chevy's still way off. Kyle Larson, Chase Elliott, Jimmy Johnson, they're relevant, but not. Chevy's not pushing forward at all.
They're definitely doing better than what they were at the beginning.
They had
We've
good
got-
finishes.
Mhm.
Really about
Yeah,
it.
if you can call it
Most of the
race
race was pretty
I
close
guess.
to them, but
Yeah,
Well,
Jimmy Johnson cracked the top 10 a few times, so did Kyle Larson and Chase Elliott.
And,
guess who
finished
in the top 10?
William Byron, he was in the top 10 a few times also.
that was
But
Daryl.
let's just
yeah,
Yeah,
Bubba Wall.
yeah.
True. Most of the race and most of the previous races have been dominated by three teams. Well, mainly two teams, but Penske's been coming on pretty decent here. Logano and Keselowski were both having good runs, but it's pretty much
don't forget
been
Blaney.
yeah, Blaney as well. Yeah, he's Penske. It's been the Stuart Haas / JGR / Penske show, and that's how I would rank them. And Hendrick is definitely fourth at best on my list, and I'm curious what y'all think the team standings are like as far as how good they're performing right now. Because for me, Stuart Haas can't be beat, except by JGR. Penske's got a shot. Hendrick could win on fuel mileage. I just don't see it right now.
Yeah, the mutual complaint amongst the Hendrick drivers and Hendrick equipment drivers is that they're just not getting the grip and rotation that they need out of the rear right of the car. And that's why Fords have been doing so great, is that their chassis development is just through the roof right now. And rip Justin.
Carbon.
Yeah, I mean SHR and JGR are definitely up there. Nobody's even come close. Penske comes in there every once in a while to fight, but they just even most of the time they don't have the speed. Eventually, SHR just gets activated. I swear, something just switch just flips, and Harvick is suddenly just
flipped.
gone.
He got that nice.
Yeah. But Harvick's just gone, and it's like, okay, well, that's the race. But yeah,
the thing
nobody
is,
else even
it's
has a chance.
SHR right
Fast.
now has Clint Boyer with a win. They've got Harvick, who has
Three.
2 wins. Three wins.
unofficially.
Excuse
Blaney
me.
should have had a win.
Yeah.
Could've had a
Blaney
win
at
possibly,
Ford
but-
with Penske. Yeah, that's true. Nobody else is really challenging. Ford is
Amarella,
dominating.
he was up there, and
Yeah, he keeps
a
getting
couple
up
of
there.
races now. He's been way up there, almost every race.
He's a top 10 guy nowadays.
Yep.
Yeah,
he's
I'm
got
good
the
to see that
talent.
10 car
He
up
just
there.
It's not It's not the curse
He
of
needs
the
some-
of the 10.
It's not the curse of the
Danica.
Danica. Yeah.
It's just him getting
Yeah,
adjusted.
Yeah. Almirola drove for Dale Earnhardt Jr. for Junior Motorsports in the at that time Nationwide Series. He was not bad. So I don't think he's the caliber of a Clint Boyer or something like that, but he's close.
He will definitely
So,
sneak in a win here the next year or two.
Amp, what do you think? Do you
Sneak
think
in? Oh, I think he's
SHR
gonna get a
is the-
couple wins. I think he's gonna get at least one this year.
I think Almirola might get one. I think Boyer's going to get a couple though.
Yeah,
I
I
think
think,
Richmond
yeah.
looking real pretty for Clint Boyer.
Yeah.
Mhm.
Jimmy Johnson too, though. I have to say, Jimmy Johnson's been starting to step up his game again. Like his car's been
They're finally
starting to move again. He's getting into the top 10 again. He,
By
the last
stepping
couple
up
weeks,
his
he's been
game, you
showing.
mean he might win by the end of the
Well,
season?
compared to what he has been lately, he's
Mhm.
actually
God.
been back in it again.
He's
It's
been
like
about
it
a
took an
17th
adjustment
average
period.
driver.
It probably took an adjustment period for his, and he's had bad luck. Let's be honest here. He's had extreme bad luck. He's been wrecked out of almost every race.
Hendrick
Full-time
Motorsports
don't
has
have
had
that
bad
luck
Isn't
luck.
his
too.
fault most of the
No
time.
more.
It's
Not his
all
fault
of
most of the
Hendrick
time.
has had bad luck, but they still haven't
Yeah.
been passed, except at plate tracks, which we've only had one.
Yeah.
Yep.
I think
So,
he's gonna start getting back up there again into his 7-time champion, kind of thing.
Right. I don't know if he's going to reach the point of winning a lot of races, but being in the top 5, I think by mid-season, maybe halfway through, he should be there. Amp,
Yeah,
what
he
do you
also-
think? What are your top 3 teams?
It's definitely got to be SHR, and then you have Penske. I mean, you haven't seen the total speed out of the other 2 Penske drivers, but hell, you've even seen Wood Brothers. They've had speed out of that 21. They're aligned with
Yeah, Menard,
They are unofficially the 4th Penske car.
basically,
unofficially. They're using a
and they've
Penske
had some
car.
damn good speed out of
They're-
that 21.
yeah. Yeah, not bad. When Paul Menard can run top 10, top 15, yeah, that's pretty damn good. What's your
would
third
say-
team?
I
JGR?
would say SHR, or JGR, but I don't know. It's only 1 or 2 of them that get the speed together. I mean, yeah, Denny will have a few good runs, but the only ones that were really hugely competitive this at Texas
Always going to be Kyle Busch.
was Kyle Busch, and then you had Jones.
Eric Jones was up there. Yeah.
Denny,
Hamlin
Denny
got
was
wrecked,
up
though.
there for a while.
Hamlin got.
Denny was up
yeah.
there for a while until the wreck.
Like that, basically.
Eric Jones. Suarez got taken out in the first couple
Yeah.
laps of the race. So
And
we'll get to
and
that right now.
practices, he had a
His wrist.
top 3 car at practices for the last 2, so his car had speed. He just didn't get a
Yeah,
chance to
I think
actually
he topped.
use it.
He didn't he top practice too. I think.
He top practice 3. Johnson top practice 2.
All right, so we'll get to lap 2. Bowman, Suarez, and Menard all wrecked. Barely gotten up to speed. Kaboom. Weren't expecting that at Texas. I don't know what to say about it. It screwed Suarez, it screwed Bowman, and it screwed Menard. There ain't much more to
Yep.
say about it. I think
It really screwed, Really
Somebody
screwed,
got
screwed
Elspeth up in
Suarez
that.
there. He done gone and fucked
Yeah.
his wrist up.
Yeah.
Oh,
Didn't hear about
it
that.
didn't let go of the
You
steering
hurt his
wheel.
wrist.
I'm not too sure what the what it was from, but I know he sporting some sort of either wrap or a cast. I'm not too sure offhand.
Alright, so anyways, that was unexpected, and Bowman's string of bad luck continues, as
That
does all of
88
Hendrick
car.
Motorsports. It's got a curse.
Yeah.
It's the curse of the 88.
Might be time to change numbers and just retire that number.
Yeah, yeah. Bring the 5 back.
Yeah.
Jeez, that 5 car's
so-
more freaking cursed than the 88.
So we're sitting there looking pretty with a bunch of Fords and Toyotas, and by pretty I mean, where the fuck are the Chevys? Near the end of
Hey.
stage 1, and Truex blows a tire and hits the wall.
The most competitive Chevy, I would say, almost is Allmendinger most weeks. That
Not this
Daughtry
week.
Racing. Not this week, but most weeks you see
Yeah,
37
He's running
and
top
40,
15.
47 up there.
Both of them, man.
yeah. Allmendinger and Chris Buescher's not bad either.
I mean, Chase and Larson have been up there,
Larson's not
They
been as
just-
dominant as he has been in the past 2 years.
No, not at all. They're
This
still
time
fast.
last year, he was
They just-
leading the points.
Not quite there. I don't think they figured out the cars yet fully. But I don't know. I think I see Chevy starting to improve. It's getting better and better as the season goes on. It's a very steady improvement, but it's still there. So I think they're gonna
They're
start getting a
awfully
little faster here. We all did. Most of us did predict that it was gonna be about this time when Chevy starts to show back up again. Maybe even later.
And about halfway through the
But-
season before we start seeing the wins roll out.
Yeah. We already got one win under Chevy's belt, but that was Daytona. And that was because
That was a fluke.
Austin
That doesn't
decided to
count.
literally push him out of the way. But
Yeah,
Daytona
RCR
and
doesn't
Talladega
count
never
anymore.
count for wins officially. They're just kind of not for dominance or anything.
Unless Dale Jr.
It's just
won
for
it.
bragging
It
rights.
doesn't
That's
count.
it.
Yeah, unless Dale Jr. won it, it didn't count.
Well, Dale Jr. was consistent. Then. That's the difference.
Yeah, he was.
Consistency
Everybody
twice.
else's wins are just kind of there.
Yeah. So, a rare parts failure for Martin Truex Jr.
Yeah, that was.
His season has not started as well as everybody expected. I really expected him to come back real strong. Things don't seem to be going his way. He had a bad car a couple of weeks ago. He couldn't get to the front. You're expecting to see him at the front, and just all of a sudden tire goes down. Tire issues were a problem all day long,
No. Big
and he took a hard hit.
Yeah. It almost seems like a majority of the cars that were running very strong last year are now kind of running head. Except for Kyle Busch. For whatever.
I don't know. Harvick's still in there.
Harvick's in there,
Oh,
but Harvick
man.
didn't come alive until later in the year. And I wouldn't say he was dominant. Good,
Yeah.
but not dominant. Like, Kyle Larson and Truex were, where they were leading the pack almost every single race.
And with Kyle Busch in the mix.
Yeah.
Yeah,
Yeah.
Kyle Busch got real strong at the end of the year. Yeah, I don't know what's going on. And I don't think it's Truex. I think it's JGR trying to catch Stuart Haas right now, and it just comes down to driver skill out driving the other cars, in which we saw later on in stage 2, where Larson once again wore his fucking tires out. We have
Everybody
preached
was
this
wearing out
through
their
numerous. We've preached this through numerous podcasts. Kyle Larson drives as hard as he can all the damn time. He just
To be
he
fair,
can get the
though,
lead at any track, but he just drives it full
Fine.
throttle nonstop.
To be fair, Goodyear said that it was I can't remember. I think it was the left side tires were new for Texas.
brought
the right
in a
sides
lot
were
of
not,
softer compound
and the
that
right
wore out
sides were the
faster.
ones that were breaking or were blowing a lot. So to be fair, I don't think that was entirely on him, because Truex had the same issue. Somebody else had the same issue as well. I don't remember who. So I mean, I don't know if I'd really chalk that one up to Larson. I think Larson's been calmed down a little bit,
Oh, yeah.
but it's definitely showing.
But he was
by
he was
his
trying to
lack
go
of
around the
wins and
outside.
leads.
He was trying to pass on the outside, and that outside had no grip, no rubber, or anything.
3 and 4
So,
was
I
amazing.
kinda
It's going to
wonder
be more
on lane
abrasive.
2, but-
I kind of wonder if Larson was getting his wins by overdriving his car. That's how he was doing so well last year. He just ended up like there were points where he overdrove his
I have
car
no
and it broke.
idea. Yeah, the Sonoma was the big one.
Well, you can't overdrive Sonoma.
I
Can't do that
He definitely did. He
So-
fucking wore
No,
them
I'm
tires
saying-
out in a heartbeat.
No. I'm saying you can't do it and actually get a win out. That one you just have to kind of stick it out and hope that you can stay on the lead lap, and then in the final couple laps, just freaking better just have a dominant car the whole race, 1 or 2. That track's a little
Alright.
different. But
Yeah. So we had a lap 178 caution that was a big one, and it seemed to stem from Kyle Busch getting sideways, trying to let Eric Jones in front of him, and it backed the pack up a little bit and congested it. Hamlin goes around, gets Jimmy Johnson, gets Almirola, gets Keselowski. And I guess Dylan and Bane just whatever with them. It really doesn't matter, does it?
No. It.
That one was kind of there.
Yeah.
It kind of all comes down to the fact that the leaders got congested and it backed the pack up. Which anytime somebody at the front of the pack is part of the problem when like 4 people stay out on old tires after 70 laps. And this was not the issue, but I'm saying in other races, people stay out on old tires and everybody else goes in and gets 4. And they just block the entire pack from being able to race. And that's Kyle Busch getting sideways completely fucked everything. And granted, it wasn't his fault. And God, I hate defending Kyle Busch. Fuck it, it's his fault.
Somehow, some
His
way,
fault.
in some universe, it was his fault.
We'll
There's
agree.
actually a fly, and it just farted and just screwed
Yeah.
everything up.
Every time Chase Elliott doesn't win, it's Denny Hamlin or Kyle Busch's fault, or maybe both of them. Collusion. But it tore up a lot of good race cars. Hendrick, how many of their cars made it without getting wrecked? William
Byron
Byron
and
Chase Elliott managed to scrape through.
Yep.
He managed to
he got 11.
live through
Byron
the
got
race.
10.
All right, so
Chase had an
Byron's
issue, I
showing
think,
some
at one
promise.
point. He had some issue on pit road. I don't remember what it was. I feel like where he. I don't remember exactly what happened. I just remember them saying that he had some sort of issue that fell in a part of why he kind of fell back. Because he was up in the 7th for a long time. He pretty much consistently stayed in the 7th area most of the race.
So a lot of big name drivers, people were expecting to be top 15, top 10 drivers on a regular basis because we're expecting JGR. The Hendrick guys should be top 15. JGR and Stuart Haas were expecting top 10. It's just a lot of them guys. And Austin Dillon hasn't been bad. He's been hovering top 15, sometimes top 10. Trevor Bayne, Roush is, yeah. The only shot they have is at restrictor plate races. Or fuel.
Well, I
mileage.
mean, Spinhouse has been up there, but
They've been better than they have in the past 4 years. Roush
Last
used
2
to
years
be
have
an
been the
elite
best.
Ford team. They used to be elite.
Yep.
But anyways, Harvick was catching Kyle Busch towards the end of the race. Couldn't run him down. Got close.
Yeah, he was like 3/10 off. He was like 5 or 6/10 off at the end of stage or at the beginning of lap, the final lap, and then he was like 3/10 off by the end of that lap. So he was catching quick.
Yep. One thing I do want to note that I found to be a bit on the interesting side is 15 laps in from the previous caution, when everyone else was coming in, getting tires and stuff like that, caution comes out, and then it was, a 15-20 lap shootout or something like that. The cars with 15 lap fresher tires could not keep up with Kyle Busch and Harvick.
yep.
Which is interesting because these tires are supposed to be wearing out very quickly and having a lot of fall off. I know that some bitch is supposed to be fast, but god dang. That was
Yeah.
a little ridiculous.
They must have had
SHR.
something set up with their cars to work alongside with the foreign tires, but maybe not the fresh tires or something.
SHR and JGR, they've got their shit figured out. They've got the downforce, they've got it
Yeah.
figured out. The right chassis and everything like that. That's all it is. And other cars, Hendrick especially, again, because they've got the money. Hendrick definitely has the money to do it. They haven't found the downforce. They always have the speed.
No, it's not that
They can run the
downforce.
short tracks. They can run Michigan. They can run Pocono and stuff like that. They just can't get through the turns like Ford and Toyota.
And it's not the downforce for Chase Elliott, Jim Johnson, William Byron, Alex Willman. They've all said that the chassis is just course is fine. But the chassis are what's
You
like-
broke up a little bit on that, but anyways, so it's still been a Ford and Toyota season, save for Austin Dillon's wrecking somebody and winning, and we're all probably hoping Chevy will sneak back in there at some point. And I called it last week. I said Kyle Busch was overdue, and he won it. I picked Eric Jones as my dark horse. He finished 4th. Pretty
Wait,
good
what
week
last
on
week?
picks? Or
Yeah,
the
last
week
week
before
was
last.
Easter weekend, bro.
That one, yeah. I picked him on Easter. No, the week before last on the last podcast. I really wish I had went with my gut on my fantasy picks, but I didn't.
Don't even
I went
fucking
with
get me
Harvick
started on
instead.
that.
I did. And for the first time, I dominated.
Mm-hmm. You had what, like an
Still not enough points
80-point
to catch up, though.
lead or something like that?
It was
I didn't have a
70 to 80 points, somewhere in there, over Amped, so. He was pretty far ahead of you. It was over 100, I think 113 points over you, Kevin.
Yeah, I
didn't do so
forgot to
well.
I forgot to pick the stage winners and race winner.
Well, even ignoring that, you didn't do so.
I lost half of my people.
Yeah, I had
Yeah,
to
I
remove
lost.
Suarez. Right
I looked at
in the
it
first
at the
3
end of
laps.
stage 3. I think it was like 10 to go, and I'm like, all right, let's see how badly I'm doing. And then I look at it, I'm like, what? Oh, this won't stay. There will be a crash.
Yeah, there was
Surely
a
it's
crash
gonna
just in
happen.
your
So,
favor.
Some notable
Well, no, I mean like with 10
finishes.
to go overall.
Notable finishes. Jamie McMurray, 3rd place.
Fuck.
Ugh.
How did you get out of that?
Bubba
I want
Wallace,
to say, how did you get out of that?
8th. And William
Yeah, it was a
Byron
good,
in 10th.
good run. Good run for
Yeah, he had,
RPM.
Yeah.
Yep. I mean, you did have about 7 cars or so that were legitimate top 10 cars that got knocked out. So
Yeah.
he was definitely a top 15 car though. So he's learning fast, and he's a great driver. And Byron seems to be picking up really quick for a young guy.
Mm-hmm.
And it's good to see Jamie McMurray back up in the top 5 again. Jamie McMurray's just your
Not a
typical
bad
nice guy.
Not a bad driver.
No, he's not a bad driver. He's got his tracks. Got a knack for winning the big races. Maybe Jamie Mack will get him one at one of the big tracks later on this year.
Coke 600.
So he's won it. Daytona, Talladega is who knows. He's got a knack for winning the big ones. That's about the only time he wins. Don't bet on him anywhere else.
Didn't he also win the
And-
shootout?
I think he won one before.
I'm not sure.
They said what?
But-
150 races for Jamie since he last won. Because they were showing an infographic or whatever on the screen.
Yeah,
about
when
10
Clint
to go.
Boyer won.
Yeah.
And Menard
He
is
was
the
like-
one with the.
Jamie was like
longest.
third from third longest or fourth longest or something like that. No, fourth longest.
Menards is
Out of all the cars that
top
were
of
on
the
track.
list. With people
Truex
with a
had the
win.
longest. Oh no, yeah, it was overall. It was overall. Overall, like all-time longest droughts. And Jamie was like fourth on the list. Truex was on
he's
there
in
too.
his
He was like
40s.
second.
He's in his 40s now. I'm sure Dale Jr.
Truex had over
was
200.
probably near the. Yeah, I'm
Dale
sure
Jr. wasn't on
Dale
there.
Jr.
On the top
He-
four.
yeah.
At least.
He went 4 years without a win. But anyways,
Just saying.
we're going to break.
There's no Morgan
We're
Shepherd.
going to.
It wasn't current drivers. Like it was the worst droughts of all time. Kind of.
So
Maybe it
we
was at
got
like 150.
coming up to Bristol,
We go short track.
Thunder Valley.
racing.
Yeah, Thunder
No
Valley.
1.5-mile tracks for the next 4 races, boys.
Yep.
Thank fuck.
Interesting. Hopefully, interesting races coming up because Martinsville was
then,
not interesting, and we thought that was gonna be a good one.
Yeah, I know. And then we got Michigan and Pocono in June. In fact, one of those falls on my birthday. Which I think is Pocono.
Maybe
So,
Chevrolet will get a win on that day just for you, bud.
I hope so, man. The last
Maybe
time
the 88.
Dale Jr. won at Pocono right the day before my birthday, a couple of years ago. First Pocono
Chase
win.
Elliott then next.
Tony Stewart
Yeah,
won
give me
his
one.
49th race.
If Chase Elliott
the day
wins,
after
I'm
my
buying
birthday.
it, I guess. So, all right, everybody.
I have the
picks for
All-Star
Bristol.
weekend? Does that mean
Jeez.
Dodge will make their comeback?
Real
me
quick,
get
I
some-
just became a
let me
gal
get some-
in Texas.
Yeah.
Freaking hell, amp.
Carbon, give me your Bristol picks.
Let's see. I think I'm gonna have to go with Truex and my dark horse. I'm gonna bring it back around. I'm gonna go
You
Almadeus.
gonna bang her? Where are you gonna bang her?
Say, hey, Joe.
You're gonna ding and then do her.
Yep. Ding-a-ling it.
So you really
All right. Caboose, your picks for Bristol.
gonna go with Kyle Busch and that Jones boy.
That Jones boy.
Amp.
I'm gonna go Harvick and Chase. Harvick was strong there last year.
All right.
Thanks.
Uh,
Chase, this race will be... No, it's not. It's not until the recap.
That
Never
was,
mind.
Build it up
I was
to
gonna say
a
something,
peak and then just fucking crash the mountain, man.
Well, maybe it is. What is this
Uh,
race's day? It's the 16th?
It's the day race.
No, the date. 16th, right?
No.
I'll take today's date and add 6 days.
15th.
Jeez!
Okay, so never mind.
He did. He did.
I was gonna say, because the next race is gonna be like 2 days before my birthday, so maybe Chase can get a win, but no, never mind. That's not until Richmond.
Don't jinx it. He get wrecked on the first lap.
Oh, he will. I know he will.
All right.
He's not gonna win
So,
this season.
My picks
Just to
for,
spite.
Just spite.
Yeah.
Despite Chase
My-
fans.
My picks for Bristol are you're a Chase fan. Shut up.
What you said?
You said just to spite him. I thought. Oh well, whatever.
I said just to spite Chase fans. He's not gonna.
Anyways.
not the season.
Oh,
yeah.
there you go. My picks on Bristol are going to be
Faster.
Kyle Busch, and unfortunately, I am in the same boat as Caboose with Eric Jones.
Hey, there's worse boats
Unfortunately.
Eric Jones has looked good there. Kyle Busch, proven winner. That's what I got to go with. Got to go with a hot ticket. Kyle Busch and Eric
Oh,
Jones.
and what was the other thing you wanted to mention real quick in the podcast? Said yesterday.
I did.
Something about it was something between Alding, I think, and Jimmy.
Oh yeah. Greg Galding and Jimmy Johnson have the exact same amount of top 10 finishes in the last 14 races.
Ugh. Seriously?
To share
If that
stat.
doesn't tell you anything.
That's wow. You had to do some research on that one, didn't you?
Yeah, it
Sure,
was a
we'll go
lot
with
of
that
work
one.
on his part. Just he had to go click on Reddit, then he had to go click on our NASCAR, then he had to scroll.
What's Reddit?
Good God, man.
Don't reveal his secret. His secret
Don't
source.
out my sources.
Ow!
You got a team of people working for you right now, Amp? If you do, you
Maybe.
need to teach them how to edit videos.
Well, that was a bit uncalled for, Amp.
I don't know
Anyways,
what you're talking about.
There you go. There's the picks for Bristol.
And
If you're
this
wise,
is,
you will choose mine. Because I got first and fourth last week. So,
and
I picked the
Uh-huh.
damn poll winner.
I got my fantasy winner and stage 2, correct, with Kyle Busch.
yep,
I got
and-
the podcast picks right. Shut up.
Nobody cares
I
about
got the
podcast
poll
picks.
winner. God damn it!
Nobody sees them.
Everybody
I
cares
got a
about the
rock.
podcast pick. Yeah,
Nobody sees them.
Nobody ever sees the podcast. Hey, motherfuckers, start watching the podcast or else we're going to fucking start turning this shit into a podcast about dirty hookers in Denmark.
Jeez. Okay. Now we're getting the. Okay.
Well,
This
let
has
me make a
devolved
quick
into the very broken Shifter podcast.
Yeah. We will now be
All right.
live streaming our podcast, which is what we've done here. We'll leave a link in the description to the 2 channels that we'll be working off of. Or just follow us on Twitter, where we will be making an announcement of
Great
when we
channels.
will go live.
Absolutely.
Or channel.
Yeah. We'll probably be doing I'm Always Last, H Michael's Dick, or whatever my Twitch channel is called. I don't remember anymore.
Yeah.
I still gotta set mine up.
Well,
Twitter,
Probably Carbon Camaro's ass, but I'm not really sure.
the Twitter link right there always posts when we got a podcast coming up. Please watch it. Please
Yeah,
comment.
they're always in the description, so.
You can dislike
Alright.
it if you want, or you can like it. It doesn't matter. We really don't give a fuck as long as you're looking at it. You can look at it for 3 seconds for all I care. And give it a dislike. Get the fuck out. I don't care.
you
I
can
don't
turn
think
it
anybody
on,
here cares.
have it playing, and walk away from the computer. How about that?
Press that
Yeah,
flag
exactly.
report button if you want to. I don't give a shit.
No,
Yeah,
no,
Please don't do
That's
that.
not
Please
what
don't do
we
that.
Yeah, I'm saying. Yeah, if you break the channel, I'm gonna be a little pissed off. But
You
anyways,
break it, you'll buy it.
Yeah, you break it, you buy it. That's right. Anyways, we'll be back next week after Bristol, and hopefully it's not going to be like normal Bristol for the past couple of years, and maybe we'll actually have a little bit of action. Maybe it'll be like Martinsville from last year.
Whatever they're going to
And anyways,
and stuff.
yeah, they need to get the tire dragons going. Just not around the top lane.
They
Not
had,
playing too
they
fast.
had the tire dragon going on for almost a month at Texas. They were working every lane but the bottom lane.
Yeah, and as soon as it rains, the fucking shit gets washed off.
And bring up the
Anyways,
tarps.
Broken Shifter Podcast. Hope you enjoyed the live stream, which you probably didn't.
Outro number 7 now.
And I'm Erden.
I'm Carbon.
I'm Caboose.
Man,
I just
Wow,
realized
he
we
was
didn't do this in the
actually on
beginning.
point.
whatever.